Good morning, members. Still we are all sleepy. So once again, good morning.
Good morning.
Members, today we have a seminar which is very special for all of us. Yeah, it's a one-day seminar on World Youth Skill Day, organized under the aegis of Professional Skill Enrichment Committee of ICAI, hosted by Bangalore branch. Yeah, we appreciate the President ICAI, Charanjit Singh Nanda sir, Vice President Prasanna Kumar sir, and the committee chairman, that is Jay Chaje, and the committee vice chairman Ajay Chaje. So with this, I take this opportunity to welcome you all for this seminar. So now I request the chairman to please escort today's speaker, CA.Venkatesh sir, as well as Gurumurthy sir, who is again a world record holder for today's program. Request the chairman to please hand over the floral bouquet to the speaker and the guests. Members, I'm supposed to introduce today's guest, but however I'll take some time to do that because more number of our friends members should come to it, and then I just straight away go to the chairman to give his welcome address.
Namaste and very good morning to each one of you here. Respected CA.Venkatesh R Padiyar sir, speaker for first session of today's program. CA B.M. Gurumurthy sir, a 26-year-old young member with 40 years of experience, if I can say. He is just 66 years old and then he has achieved a world record. I mean, he would do that. I mean, our secretary would do that. He is the only doctorate. He's a doctor. I mean, he has been awarded doctorate in cycling. So we welcome you, sir. On this remarkable occasion of World Youth Skills Day, I stand before you as chairman of Bangalore branch of ICAI, a fraternity committed to excellence, learning and nation building. World Youth Day, United Nations has declared July 15th as World Youth Skills Day, which need to be celebrated by all of us, and then ICAI definitely would be taking lead in doing that. This year's celebration is not just about marking a day, right? It's about recognizing the power of skills, especially among our youth, who are the heartbeat of self-reliant and developed India. What's the role of chartered accountants in youth empowerment, right? So, as we chartered accountants, definitely we'll be having our article students in our office, and then paid assistants, and then some young guys working under us, working for us rather. So we need to be mentors for them, educators, advisors, and then contributors to them, as well as economic empowerment of youth. Today, when India is on its path to becoming 5 trillion economy, our role as chartered accountants becomes even more critical in nurturing financial literacy, ethical business practices, and skill development among our youth. Let us remind ourselves, skills are not just about what we know, it's about how we apply what we know to solve problems, innovate and add value to our clients and then our profession and then this nation. What our youth need today? Today's generation of youth are intelligent, ambitious and energetic. But what they need is guidance from us, opportunities to be created for them and the right set of skills and need to be given to them. And the skill sets are, to name a few, critical thinking and decision making, digital and financial literacy, entrepreneurship and leadership, ethical integrity and adaptability. We in Bangalore branch and even across 177 branches across India, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, we have CICASA, Students Association, where a chartered accountant elected and nominated by the chairman in each branch would be holding that position. And this year, our CICASA chairman, we have achieved that world record by singing I Say a Moto song, more than 2,203 students in one venue. We have created that world record. He is again a young member. What we need to do as chartered accountants by mentoring our young minds, right? Let's take our knowledge beyond offices and boardrooms into classrooms and communities. Let's encourage our youth to take up the chartered accountancy course, a profession of trust, intellect and nation building. To conclude, on this World Youth Skills Day, let us reaffirm the commitment to empowering India's youth with the skills of tomorrow. Together, let us build a future where every young person is equipped, enabled and empowered. Let's move from being just skilled individuals to being skill builders of this nation. Thank you one and all. Jai Hind, Jai SCI.
Now I call upon our committee member, Vinod Garg, to introduce today's speaker.
Namaste members, good morning. I have privilege in introducing our today's speaker for this first session, CA.Venkatesh R Padiyar sir. CA.Venkatesh R Padiyar sir is a seasoned audit and assurance professional with over 28 years of experience spanning industries such as retail, telecommunication, manufacturing, IT services, airport services and digital payments. Known for the strong ability to address complex issues and deliver actionable insights. His core competencies are ERP audits, IT general control, cyber security review, source audit, and IT system regulatory compliances, robotic process automation audits, governance framework, process level monitoring, and capability building through team training, data analytical automation, skilled in tools such as ACL, Alteryx, KNI, ME, and Power BI to drive efficiency and decision making. His education and professional certifications are Bachelor of Science from Mumbai University, CA from ICI, Certified Information Audit, ISACA, Certified Ethical Hackers, EC Council, Project Management Professional from Project Management Institutions, Certified Fraud Examiner, Association of Certified Fraud Examination, ISO 27001 Lead Auditor, ISO. With this brief introduction, I present before you CA.Venkatesh R Padiyar sir. Welcome to you, sir.
Members, now I take the privilege to introduce our today's guest, CA Gurumurthy BM. So Gurumurthy BM hails from Hubli. He is a qualified chartered accountant, and his achievements, I would try to say, he has taken these achievements after his age of 60. Yeah. So, and with professional records, I would say, successfully pleaded a case before the Settlement Commission of India at Chennai, holding the distinction of being the only chartered accountant from Karnataka. So there is also a mark out that excluding Bangalore asset, which is specifically mentioned here, to have achieved this milestone. Apart from that, his cycling records. So he is a world record achievement. His world record achievements are submitted his thesis on cycling to the University of London, which has associates in the USA, Vietnam, China, Nepal and India. Received an honorary doctorate degree in cycling, the only individual globally to be honored with this distinction. So that would require a huge round of applause. Members, he is also a Asia Book Records holder, recognized for exceptional cycling achievements. Twice he has been received this award. Then he is also a record holder of India Book of Records, acknowledged for noteworthy cycling feats. Participated in 550 km stream cycling event from Delhi to Wagah borders as a part of 9-member team. The chairman Hubli Bicycle Club, so 2020 to 21 and 21-22. Recipient of the Karnataka State Rajyotsava Award, honored by Union Minister Sri Prahlad Joshi sir, and recognized by various banks, insurance corporations, social organizations for contributions to cycling and society. So group records, he also holds a Guinness Book World Record participation in January 2019. Participated in the cycling event featuring 1,235 participants from around the world, which entered the Guinness Book of World Records. This was the brief introduction. However, it is really a remarkable achievement for him. So we are all proud and chartered accountants to welcome him and he being a chief guest for this occasion. So let's we just move into the inauguration as a tradition. We'll move into the inauguration by lighting of the lamps. Post that, we will have a motto songs. I request at the motto songs, please raise. Thank you. I request all the MC members to join us for the lighting of the lamps.
यैषस्सुप्तेषु जागृति यैषस्सुप्तेषु जागृति कामं 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 कामर्षो पुरुषो निर्विमाणः निर्विमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तद्ब्रह्मा अस्मिन्
Members, I request our guest today, Gurumurthy sir, to give a few words to our members so that everyone starts cycling at the age of 60.
If you request me to go for a cycling for about 300 kilometers ride, I happily go around. But if you want me to speak on this occasion, it's very difficult. I may get the detail. Okay. Very good morning to all. Honorable Chairman Shri Hallurji, Secretary and respected speakers of the day. Today's topic is World Youth Skills Day, and the topic has been very rightly pushed, and all we need to strengthen and educate them properly. I am basically a sports person, and in this context I would like you to maintain good physical health. Maintaining good physical health plays a vital role in daily life, and very old saying is there which says sound mind in a sound body. In this direction you can take up any of the physical activities. It could be cycling, it could be running, it could be swimming, or any form of exercise. Daily I get up around 4:30 a.m. in the morning and get ready by 5 o'clock, and I start my cycling from 5 to 8 o'clock. That is non-stop. So that I will be fresh throughout the day. Our institute also has taken up a committee on promoting work-life balance and has been using the statement like fit CA movement. We need to take up the benefit of all these initiatives of the institute and keep ourselves fit. Now it is a trend of fitness, and request all of you to check up and keep yourself fit. Now coming to my cycling. In fact, I started cycling after 60. I'll tell you the small story if chairman permits me. It is like this. I developed a core in my leg. Core means Ari in Kannada. I developed a core in my leg, and it did not allow me to go for any physical activities. Then I thought how to maintain physical health and all that. One day I was sitting in some garden, I saw some person cycling up. I thought probably I'll take up cycling because probably it will not hurt me. And I started cycling. When I started cycling, I felt very comfortable. And I continued cycling. At the same time, the Guinness Book of World Record attempt was being made by Hubballi Bicycle Club. So I became a member of the Hubballi Bicycle Club, and we cracked that world record in a group. Later I continued the cycling passion, and in 3-4 years of time, all these laurels came. That is, I cracked the India Book of Records for 2 times, cracked the Asia Book of Records for 2 times, then created a world record. World record is in the form of, I wrote a thesis on cycling. I submitted it to World Record University at London, and those people were very much appreciating that distinct thesis and approved my doctorate degree. And that doctorate, I am the only person in the whole world to have a doctorate degree in cycling. This is my cycling story. I thank the chairman and the committee for honoring me and allowed me to share some of my views. Thank you one and all. Jai Karnataka, Jai ICA.
Thank you, Gurumurthy sir. The corn in his body made him to cycle, but we have enough thorns in our daily profession. So anyway, people can take it up as a passion. Now I call upon Srirapisha to give the overview of the today's program.
Very good morning, dear members. We'll have our first session on skills enrichment of various professional aspects by CA.Venkatesh sir. Post that, we will have a 15 minutes tea break from 11:45 to 12. The next session, the second session will start at 12 and it is on the topic public speaking skills by CA Pratiksha by 1:30, let's break for lunch for 1 hour and let's start the third session at 2:30 p.m. By Mr. Vishwanath for the topic emotional intelligence and conflict management skills. At 4 p.m. let's break for tea and let's start the next session at 4:30 p.m. on the topic leadership skills, presentation skills, networking skills by CA Nilima Deepak Shenoy, and at 6 p.m. It is time for vote of thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Sriksha. So just to mention, we have a felicitation program for the Gurumurthy sir. So we all will be honored by honoring you. Yeah. I request all the NC members to please come on the dash. Stand for the stand. Yeah. Thank you. And I request IMC committee member Nischal to give the vote of thanks for the inauguration.
mine is the easiest role of vote of thanks. Let me not take much time by just thanking. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special session on the program given by Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of ICI on World Youth Day, on occasion of World Youth Day. I would like to thank CA Gurumurthy sir for being a wonderful guest for the day and inspiring on the Guinness Book of World Record he was part of, on the cycling and physical fitness he was talking about. I would like to thank CA.Venkatesh sir for being the speaker for the day. Thank our chairman CA Manjunath Hallu sir, our secretary Tuppal sir, our MC members Vinod Garg and Shiraksha for being in this event and making it a success, and most importantly all our dear CA members for being part of this session and making it a successful event for sure. Jai Hind, Jai ICI.
We'll straight away start with the technical sessions.
Good morning to everyone. Thanks for being a part of the session. First of all, I would like to thank the Bangalore Institute for giving me an opportunity to stand in front of chartered accountant members. I don't know how much I know about technical stuff, but I learned something. So I try to share as much as is possible with you guys. I'd like to thank the chairman, the secretary, the members, and even the people who are helping us put this thing in place to bring this mostly as a part of CPE, right? We would want to get CPE back. Skills are something which each of us needs. I'm 50, I'll say 1 year less, I'm 54. Okay? But I am one generation which I started with 200 MB of hard disk. But first system which was brought for my sister was 200 MB as a hard disk. A big tower and a system. And today we have come where everything was on the phone. Okay, so many things have changed. One thing I like about the name that has been given is enrichment. What do you mean by enrichment? We want the second part, right? Enrich. But what do you mean by enrichment? I just tried to find out what enrichment means. The name is so beautifully given. What does it mean? Enrichment means something more meaningful, substantial, or rewarding. So, in whatever we are doing, can we find more meaning? Can we find something more substantial to do? And can we find something more rewarding to do? Do you think these are our core skills? Do we consider these things as our core skills as chartered accountants? Yes. Anything more that we have since we started out doing chartered accountancy? Is there anything more that we do? We do audit, and in audit we do internal audits, external audits, stat audits, tax audits, transfer pricing, and all that, right? So if I break it up, these are all the three areas. Second is taxation. So we do a lot of taxation work and we do accounting. we do bookkeeping, we do a lot of help clients do. Is there anything else that we do? Sorry? Can I group everything that we do in these three things? As far as these three things we are doing, what has changed in the last 10 years? In audit, what has changed? In taxation, what has changed? In accounting, what has changed? In audit, what has changed? You have now automated tools which are taking care of audits, right? You have implementation of something called AI, right? Artificial intelligence. Taxation, we know how things are changing as far as the portals are concerned, right? You have an MCA portal, everything has become online. So everybody is adapting technology. Everybody is adopting technology, and the adoption of technology has become more and more and more. And then accounting. Obviously, so many things have changed in accounting. As far as we started off probably with Tally, now you have Books, you have SAP, you have Navision, you have NetSuite. So many applications which are available as a part of doing accounting. In audit, in internal audit, what do? We do a process understanding. For people who are doing internal audits, we do process understanding. ISA 315, we need to understand the business. We do risk assessment and we do internal controls. Right? Now, is there any way you can do a process understanding without understanding technology in today's scenario, in most businesses? One thing we have to understand nowadays is almost every business that we have or everything that we do is in our phones, right? We have apps. But you have more than one platform. You have an app and you have a web browser based application. So both of these are ways in which you are going to interact with that particular service. Most people would want to use apps. Very few people want to use systems, right? So based on the business scenario, everybody is providing more and more technology in a manner to provide more efficiency, to provide more convenience. How have businesses changed? Has anybody noticed how businesses have changed?
Drastically, it's 24/7. Dependency on manpowers has been reduced. Real-time information are available.
Okay.
Distance has been reduced. Everyone knows what is available in the market, what price, who are the suppliers, who are the distributors, what are the contents of
So
the
you have everything available on the internet today, right? Anything and everything you want is available on the internet. Whether it's right or wrong is something which we can debate later. The right answer might be on the 3,50,000 page, but we look at the first 10 pages. So we try to find the answers in the first 10 pages. Nobody goes post 10. Even 2 pages is a problem, which is why you have something called SEOs. Bring my website on the first 2-3 pages. Otherwise, people are not going to look beyond that. So we are restricting ourselves, though there is a lot of information available on the internet. Again, the authenticity or whether it's useful to us is something which can be debated. Again, what has changed as far as businesses are concerned? Our business is diversified. Earlier, businesses used to be in one business, right? Now, businesses are diversifying. The same company is doing more than one businesses. They are diversifying their businesses. As a part of diversifying their businesses, the skill sets that are required to do that particular audit or to review that particular thing needs to be upgraded. We need to upskill ourselves in doing those particular reviews. The latest that has come in is Flipkart, right? Zepto started going into quick commerce, Q-commerce, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Now everybody is getting into quick commerce, Q-commerce. Everybody is getting into quick commerce because they want to diversify their business. Then you have a Flipkart which is now gone into NBFC. Right? So people don't want to stay in one business because
Competition, survival.
competition, survival, going concern, getting more profits, getting more business. Right? Are we doing that? We can't stick to only these 3 core areas, or within these core areas, how can we enrich our skills? Right? We have statutory audits. Again, we are doing statutory audits. We rely on process understanding. We rely on internal controls. We have to look at applicable standards. We have to look at majorly judgments. Right? That is something probably AI will not take over. Judgmental calls when we sign off on financial statements, hopefully. We don't. And then you have for fraud and forensics, which quite a few people take up as a specialization, and then we have data analytics, which is something which I have seen has become the driving force of businesses today. Okay, whether you want the product, whether you don't want the product, where do you want to supply the product, what is the best way of giving that particular product to a particular person, what stock needs to be kept, all of this is driven by data. I'm not sure how many of us are doing data analytics as far as providing that value to the customer is concerned. Now, whatever application is being used, it generates data. Converting data into information is what will help the customer arrive at a decision. That is what we are going to add value as chartered accountants. Now, in audit, what can we do? Within audit, what can we do? As a part of process understanding, one value addition which I have seen wherever I have gone, whether it's at a client, whether it is in corporate, I have seen flowcharting makes a huge difference to the way the understanding of the process is concerned. And how does flowcharting help? Flowcharting helps in providing a visual representation of how the process works. It could be at the process level, or it could be at the department level, or it could be at the infrastructure level, right? So that visualization helps convert something which is in the mind to paper. And how does it help the process owner? If we are doing it for within the corporate, because I believe close to 70% of us are in corporate, 20 to 30% are in practice. I recently read 30% of the people who are passing out are women. Very good. Right? So what does flowcharting do? What I have seen is just putting that particular flowchart in place helps process owners as well as the different departments present it not only to themselves, to their internal auditors, to their external auditors, to statutory auditors. One thing which we all agree, right, is who has become more active nowadays? Regulatory authorities have become very active nowadays, right? Whether it is NAFRA, whether it is RBI, whether it is SEBI, everybody has become very active nowadays. They want to look at anything and everything that is being done as a part of the business. So you have teams coming in from these different things, different organizations trying to audit companies as far as their processes are concerned. Flowcharting helps give a visual representation to say this is how we have documented the process. Also, you can go the next level of flowcharting is risk management. Identify controls. We do internal controls. We do process understanding. We can identify the controls within the flowchart. Whether it's a manual control, whether it's an automated control. Focus has now shifted. What I have seen is focus has now shifted. If you've implemented an application, don't look for manual controls. Regulators today are saying, why are you implementing so many manual controls when you have an application? Right? You have an app. People are interacting. The source of data in most cases comes from the app, which is available on the customer's phone. So the base of the customer depends on how many apps have been downloaded and how many registrations have been done. Whether you do transactions or not, that becomes one performance indicator. How many people have downloaded the app on the phone? IT application controls is one more area which we can actually scale up. Manual controls we are very well versed with. What do you mean by IT application controls? Automated controls which have been configured within these applications to take care of either operational processes or financial statements, to ensure accuracy of financial statements or bring in more control as far as IT is concerned. How does application controls? The best part is there could be quite a few things that the company has not implemented which is available within the application itself. I have seen quite a few cases where controls are already available. It just needs some configuration to be done, but the company doesn't know it. If we are in a position to understand a little bit, I understand it's not going to be overnight, it's going to be small steps. As applications come, applications keep changing. Right? As applications keep changing, more and more functionalities come. How should we be looking at it? Should we be looking at it, oh, this is becoming too complex, or it could be for me or for IT people, the more the changes, the more the opportunity, right? So I've been trying to push people to take up more application audits. It becomes a roadblock. Technical bolega to chartered accountants are not supposed to do technical stuff. That seems to be the principle on which we are working. I am a chartered accountant. I cleared it 28 years back, but I have seen how technology has changed. I moved to this 16 years back. So I have seen how technology has also changed. Right? Fraud and forensics also you cannot do without understanding technology today, because everything depends on technology. Now this is something which I have taken from McKinsey. They have said in which area is digital, India going more digital. Now, each and every area is going digital. In India, everything is going digital, but which area is going more digital? So if you see, financial services takes the major chunk of the digitization. You have UPI, you have banks which have gone, in core banking they have already gone, but now they have gone into apps. Every bank is providing you with an app. How many people have used WhatsApp to do banking? How does it work? Can somebody tell me how it works? I need some help. Can you order a checkbook through WhatsApp?
Yes.
Can you place a request for a debit card, credit card, whatever is through WhatsApp? Okay. One question which has fascinated me is, when I am placing a request through WhatsApp, which is a technology which is already present, I am placing a request for a debit card through WhatsApp, and it is giving me updates through WhatsApp. How is that particular request stored in the system? What are the fields that the bank needs to identify to see, okay, this is something which I need to categorize separately. Why do they need to categorize this separately? See, sometimes I kept it on silent, but it's 3 minutes. Why do they need to categorize it separately? Any. This is how we should start thinking. Why should they keep? They should record it. Is it from me, or is it coming from my WhatsApp? It's coming from an app which is not my app. It's a third party app, right? So I'm relying on controls which are there in WhatsApp, the encryption that is in WhatsApp, to take it from my phone to the bank server. Now in between, WhatsApp is the intermediary who is taking data from my system, my request. And what am I doing? I am just selecting numbers, right? I'm not even asking for something, I'm not typing something. I'm just selecting 1, 2. It's basically interaction with the system through the phone. How is it being kept? Why do they need to keep it? They need to keep it because they need to understand whether they
Customer
have
behavior.
one, customer behavior. Second, for them, how many people are attuned to using WhatsApp to do. Is it easier for them to use artificial intelligence or something which is built into that application platform to interact? Because today, believe me, getting people in banks is very difficult. My parents have worked for 40 years. I have seen finding people to work in banks is next to not possible. So the only thing they have to fall back on is now today technology. Where is technology going? Now you have to select. Technology is going, you speak. You just speak to your phone or you speak to your application. They are integrating that to WhatsApp. You just speak to it. You don't have to select. They are trying to make it so seamless. Again, for us as auditors, how am I going to get comfort from the fact that this is something which is a genuine or an authentic request? Okay, can I change addresses through WhatsApp? Can I change phone numbers through WhatsApp?
It's possible. With the GPS location and your coordinates, you can put your address and as well as your face recognition, the photos which you take. It's possible to do change the KYC details also.
Okay, so financial services are using something called video KYC, right? VKYC. So this is something which has revolutionized the way KYC is done. Can you change an address without providing documentation? Probably no, right? If these are some things which we need to think about as far as bringing in technology is concerned. There needs to be controls because today technology is taking over whatever we used to rely on as far as paper documentation is concerned, right? Can you see it? Can you see properly? I'm sorry, this is the maximum that I could put it in one slide. This is basically how digitization is being used. It's being used for food delivery, it's being used for messaging, it's being used for digital education also, right? Online ride sharing platforms, obviously we are used to this. Lots is yet to come because IoT is still in its nascent stages in India. Okay? Today we are interacting with systems. Tomorrow systems will interact with systems. One more facet of seeing whether we are in a position to provide assurance whether systems are speaking properly to systems. Okay? Okay. Whenever we speak, right? Earlier God used to listen, and for people who are married, wives used to listen. Right? Now who listens? Some people might say nobody listens to me. Even clients don't listen. But today each and everything that we are having listens. You have Alexa which listens, your phone listens, smart TVs listen. Right? Your router might listen. If you have AI implemented, if you have smart homes could be listening because it's integrated with. Does WhatsApp listen? Yes?
Yes.
Anything that has a microphone facility could listen. So how are we going to give assurance? Can we get into the DPDP? There is something called the DPDP Act which has been brought by India, right? Something similar to a GDPR. Digital Personal Data Privacy Act. Are we good with laws? Obviously we consider ourselves to be good with laws. Learn about DPDP Act, a fantastic area which is going to impact each and every business. Okay? Give you an example. One of our clients for registration of vendors is collecting Aadhaar number. Is that allowed? We are good with, we have a UIDAI Act also, right? So can I store an Aadhaar number? Simple things, very, very simple thing. If you are collecting, how can we add value to the client? You can't store an Aadhaar number. Today, you can't store an Aadhaar number even with the last 4 digits. Okay, if you look at DPDP, it's a host of things that go in. What is personal information? Is what DPDP Act is about. We can read the law, we can provide assurance as far as DPDP, whether my personal information is kept in a manner that even if there is a breach, nobody can steal it. Why is technology essential? Everything on the right is good enough. The most important thing is for people either in practice or in corporate, you cannot escape meeting IT people. We need IT people each and everywhere. For people who are in corporate, there is no way you can escape technology. You have to face up to technology. For people in practice, we have a opportunity not to get involved, but for people who are in practice or are in corporate, have to learn it. Whether they learn it, they are in a position to add value or not is something different. Taking steps towards absorbing technical skills helps chartered accountants speak the language of technology. Right? My daughter says, "Oh, you don't know anything about technology." I say, "Yes, I don't know." Because they are more attuned to absorbing things much faster and helps to. It's fantastic how people with a technology mindset are thinking today. If you speak to these guys, you are in a position to speak their language, they will give you such fantastic visions. And I have seen the kind of systems that are being used in companies today. Amazing. So much opportunity available there. So much opportunity available there that if you are skilling yourself up a little bit, even if you see an opportunity, if you are not able to do it, you can ask somebody for help and you can start doing it. It's not going to happen overnight. So much opportunity because there are so many systems. Companies themselves are not able to manage that particular load. The major thing is opportunity. With companies diversifying, more and more people coming onto the technology platforms, there is so much opportunity available for us as chartered accountants. Okay, how many people have used Excel and how many people have used Word? Without Excel, we cannot work, right? We majorly use Excel. How many people have used data analytics or automation platforms? Okay, can I ask which automation platforms you use?
Power Automate.
Power Automate. Power BI. Okay. And how many people have used Word? Foolish question, but let me ask. Everyone?
Yes.
We can't do. And how many people have used AI? Almost everybody uses AI, right? Whether you like it or not, AI has been inbuilt in Google. So if you use Gmail, you have any application you use has provided AI as a part of its offering. How it helps is something which we can understand data. You have two different utilities in Excel, right? You have current utilities and you have add-on utilities. Are you aware of this? Yes? How many of us are using I'm just giving one or two examples of some things which we can look at as far as compliance is concerned. Or we use a lot of functions, right? Are you aware there is Excel GPT? Something which has come now, we don't need to write formulas. Formulas will be given to us. How many people know there is fraud GPT? How many people know there is worm GPT? If you have chat GPT, you will get other GPTs also. Okay, so artificial intelligence works on both sides. Artificial intelligence works in helping and artificial intelligence also helps in breaking. You cannot restrict artificial intelligence to only one area. We have people practicing in different domains. Okay, just wanted to show you something. How many people use this particular tab? Are you able to see that? How many people use this utility? I am talking about existing utilities in Excel. We do a lot of project reports, we do a lot of totaling, we do a lot of tweaking, right? How many people have used this particular thing?
So we cannot see the.
We can't see the
Zoom.
Zoom.
Zoom better I can watch video.
Has anybody used this?
Long time back.
What does this do? I just add watch. Okay. If you see, there is a total out here. Right? And I have made a sum. So I can't see that it is some 1 lakh rows below. But if I want to see the sum, I can see it out here. It shows me what has changed once I change one number. And I can have multiple fields as a part of watch window. Existing utility used by very, very few people. Okay? Change doesn't come overnight. If you're telling the client, this is something which is available to you, why don't you use it? He starts gaining more confidence on our IT abilities. He has complete confidence in our financial abilities. But if you start giving him all of this very, very slowly, people will start there's something called inspect document. How many people have used this? Okay, what does this do? This is called a document inspector. Okay? This is the first thing I do when I receive an Excel file. Okay, reason is a lot of issues could happen if I don't run the document inspector. What does this do? It checks all of this. Are you able to see on the screen?
Is it visible?
Okay, it checks all of this. It checks whether there are comments in the file. Because quite a few times we put comments. This is not right. This is not proper. We don't check whether there are comments in the file before sending it to the client. You might have written something, change this to this. Or don't this, whatever we have written as a part of either review or whatever, goes as a part of the file. We don't want those comments to go, right? Very, very dangerous at times. This checks whether there are any comments in the file. Okay? Now it checks for document properties, because if this file goes on the internet, what is going to be checked for is metadata. Who is the author? If you want to remove that, it finds whether there is any personal information which is stored in this file. Whether it has content add-ins, whether it has anything more, whether it has a data model which is built in, whether there are embedded documents within the file. Okay, whether insert, if you have some inserts in the file, it shows you that there are inserts. Probably you have put it for reference. If you want to share it, but it gives you a heads up. It gives you hidden names. What is it? It shows you whether you have hidden rows and columns, whether you have hidden worksheets. You could have hidden some worksheet because you want a reference from there, but you don't want it, right? So if I run this inspector, what does it show? It shows document properties, author, absolute path of the workbook. Basically shows me where I have stored this file. I don't want that to go anywhere else. Okay, there is something called invisible content, we'll speak about it later. But there are hidden rows and hidden columns. You need to find out what the hidden rows and hidden columns are, right? If you press this, those rows will be gone forever. So click this with a lot of caution. Check what is hidden. Now I know there is there's a hidden sheet. Okay? And there are hidden rows. Nobody probably noticed that there is a hidden column here. Hidden row. Sorry. Okay? How do you find out whether there are any formulas? Because whether there are any inserts? Because here there is a formula. How do I find out whether there is any formula somewhere? Based on VLOOKUP, I need a formula, right? If this is equal to this, or this plus this is equal to this. How do I find out whether there are formulas or only numbers which have been inserted within the formula columns?
Art and apostrophe show, it explains whether it's a formula.
Exactly. Control and the wave sign. Control and the wave sign gives you this. What does it show? I have a formula within the number, or it could be the other way around. It could be a manual number which is inserted within a formula. But we don't check all of this, right? Very quickly we can check whether there is any formula, because we can use Twitter. We can use copy paste as values and find out whether there are any from the compliance perspective. Like this, there are so many areas. You can lock ranges. Obviously, most of the people know how you can lock ranges, allow only those particular fields to be modified, how you can allow only particular people to modify those fields. Available within Excel. All utilities which are already available to us within Excel is such a powerful tool. And okay, how is everybody able to write macros? Are you able to write macros?
Using AI, we are able.
Absolutely fine. Now I am confidently say I can write macros because AI gives me a macro. If I ask it, yes. Earlier I used to be very macros, no. Today I can confidently say yes. If I am able to leverage, you remember what I said, opportunity and then leverage. If I am able to leverage of all of these technology, we can do wonders actually. You use a macro. We have trace precedence, trace dependence, all of this most people might have used, right? Now where do I have a macro? Okay, let me show it somewhere else. This is, with limited time I'm just showing you this, okay? Explore. There is a host of things which can add value to us, you and the client also. Okay, how many people knew this? Are you able to see this? You have add-ins, but be careful when you add something. Okay? What is available as a part of add-ins? You have GPT, you have mini calendar, date picker, you have Python for Excel. Lot of add-ins which are available as a part of Excel itself. You don't have to go outside. There's something called, it's paid. Let me say this first. There's a tool which has come called Excel Snipper. Some people call it Snipper, some people call it Sniper. Okay? Which basically automates the entire task of putting data from scanned documents or Word documents directly into Excel. You just show Excel once what columns you need to show as a part of data snipper, and just keep uploading the documents. As and when you keep uploading the documents, it's going to put it as a part of the columns. You don't have to do anything. It picks up, there is OCR, there is anchoring, everything which happens in an RPA happens through Excel snipper itself. All of this brings in more efficiency. Obviously, the first caveat is it is paid. You don't have a free trial also. So you have so many things which are available as add-ins. Okay, how many people know about, I'll be very brief now. How many people know there are certain things? What do you read out here? You have uppercase, lowercase. How many people have used this? You have used it often. Okay. How many people? Okay, let me just. You understand what I mean? There was a hidden line, okay, which was not available, which I could not see. What happens if I run the inspector? You have the inspector here again. It shows documents, document properties, author. It doesn't show me the path. Okay, I can remove the path. It shows there is hidden text in Word. How do I find it? I won't show you how to do it. I will show you how to. If I remove this hidden, so there is one line which comes in between, right? This text is hidden since it is not supposed to be read by everyone. Available within Word itself. Okay? We have add-ins similar to what we had there. Different add-ins, same add-ins are available within Word also. Now I can write a macro here to you can write any kind of macros. Okay? I have already a macro which I have named as convert to uppercase. I don't have to select because I took the macro from ChatGPT and recorded the macro out here. Similarly, you can have any kind. How much time did it take? If I have to select change to uppercase, I can have specific things. I can use thesaurus. I can use a lot of things as a part of sanitizing the documenting, making changes more efficiently. Any questions till now? Usually in technology, people have very less questions, so I am on the safer side. Okay, now there is data analytics and automation. Okay, there are various tools. You have RPA. RPA and artificial intelligence are completely different things. ACL, people do use ACL, people do use IDEA. Most people use it for random sampling. Okay, all of these are paid applications, but if you have the opportunity, this can actually give a cost benefit analysis. Your return on investment is going to be very fast if you are able to demonstrate. Okay, because nowadays business needs reports. Business is looking for more and more refined reports. They go to the vendor says, okay, I need this by region, I need this by SKU, I need this by go down, I need this by salesperson. If they ask for that report to be, the vendor could charge any amount, it could be a lakh of rupees, 50,000 rupees or whatever. If you are able to give them this particular thing, and here again I will be very, very brief as far as demonstrating this is concerned. How much time did this take me to learn? To learn this, it took me 15 minutes. To explore more functionalities took me a lot of time. Okay? Okay, if you see this is a designer, you can check this because this is available on the cloud. 1 month, you can use Alteryx on the cloud. You can go for a SaaS application. You don't need to have it on your. How many people have used Alteryx here? Anyone has used Alteryx? A brilliant tool, fantastic tool. Okay. How do I actually pull data? I need to reference data, right? I need different files to be combined. I'll just give one small example. Okay, it's a drag and drop tool. So I have put input data. This is going to be my input data. I can have more than one input data sets. I could have 20 input data sets doing a host of things, finally giving me 1 result, 2 results, 3 results, 4 results or whatever it is. Okay. So I have this one data set. I can either connect to data which is there in the database or I can connect it to a file. Let me just upload a file. I uploaded the file. I am now going to create a data set. How many people know SQL? I'm happy at least some people know in this room what I am speaking about. You can actually grill me. I might not know. Oh, I should have selected. Okay, it's asking me which sheet I need to update. There could be 20 sheets or 30 sheets. It's asking me which sheet. I actually didn't select this. So it uploaded the first sheet, which was instructions. I'm going to say sales operations. And I'm going to say create data set. So it has imported this particular thing and it has put it in this format. Okay. I take one more. It says no data set is selected. Here again I need the second sheet of work orders. I'm going to create a data set. Okay, so now I have created two different data sets. I need to map these two tables. Now what is the limitation with Excel?
Number of rows.
Number of rows 10,000, 10,48,256 rows only. This has got no limitation. You can upload any number of rows. Excel takes a lot of time, more than 1 lakh. It will take, with all cores running, it will take 30 minutes, 40 minutes. You won't be able to do anything else because your entire resources are being eaten up by. If that file has got formulas, even if you do a filter, it takes so much time because it has to look at each and every cell. Okay. Now, I need an output, right? I just drag it to an output, but there is no data set, there is no inputs available to this output. See, now this might look complex, but once you start using or playing with this, becomes okay. So what am I doing? I am joining these two files now. For people who know Excel, it's going to say join, either a left join or a right join, inner join or a outer join. So you have a left, right join. It shows me what the error is. No data is passing through. Oh, there are no fields selected. I should have selected a different field. You need a common field, right, to join these two. Basically shows me what I need. It gives me everything as a dashboard here itself in the file. Northwest region, what is the sales that has happened, central region, who is the tech, who is the service. All of this has been given. I can export these workflows. Okay. The best part is these workflows are reusable. I can create a very, very complex workflow. That same workflow I can export. If you can have some, you can share this workflow with others. They can use those same files at different regions to work on the same set. Nobody has to rework or redo the entire process. The same workflow can be shared with a lot of people. I'm sure you understand there is a lot of leverage that can happen here. You can take 1 file, 2 files, 3 files, 4 files and actually join, merge. There's no output which will come because I have to upload the data, but there's no time now. But here, are you able to understand? It's basically just using this tool, being in a position to accept the fact that there is a lot of efficiency that can be drawn from this particular tool usage. I asked this in another seminar also. Is there a relationship between AI and contingent liability? We need to start thinking differently nowadays. It's not going to work if we don't think out of the box. If AI is implemented, is there an impact on contingent liabilities? Data breach, yes. Data breach is without use of AI also there is a data breach. There could be, but if there is AI implemented, is there a possibility of contingent liability? I am asking this question just to prove that I am a chartered accountant.
We cannot make out what will come in.
Sorry?
We cannot make out what will come in.
Okay, can a chatbot create a contingent liability?
Yes.
How?
By giving
There are
erroneous
practical
information.
cases. There are practical cases where damages have been charged on companies. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, by giving erroneous information.
Fantastic. Anything else?
Commitments to be given. It can be taken as a commitment given or something like that.
Fantastic. So, who is responsible? Is the company responsible? Is the chatbot responsible, or I might have a chatbot which is managed by a third party? Who is responsible? This is a grey area. Okay. We don't have an AI Act in India today. There are 2 regions where there are AI Acts. One is Europe, the other is California. And there's one more which is coming up. I don't remember. There are only 3 places where there is AI regulation. How many people have gone to a website? This is something which is going to come. Okay. I'm not sure whether people have actually noticed what has changed nowadays as far as browsers are concerned. What is it, if you have noticed, no. Has anybody seen this coming up again and again the first time you visit any website? Has anybody thought why this has come up, or whether we should be accepting or we should be going for more options. We say go ahead, please accept.
There's a feeling to go for more options, but maybe shortage of time we landed up doing accept.
You say accept all, right? Why is this brought in place? Because this is something which once BPDP has come in place, this needs to be told to our clients who have got websites. Why? Europe regulates, because there is GDPR, Europe regulates browsers also. Because browsers store a lot of private information. We don't need to speak about what information it stores. History, my system, my IP, a lot of things are stored in cookies to bring up the page faster next time around, but that is called private information. This is something which is mandated by Europe to say even cookies, you have to take permission from the user of the website to store cookies. What kind of cookies can you store? If you say accept all, it will select all cookies that are required for running this website as well as optional, marketing cookies, anything that you want. See, required cookies, there's absolutely nothing I can do as far as required cookies are concerned. To run this website, you need required cookies. But these cookies are used to capture, remember, user preferences, a lot of data. Today, everything is based on data. So now you have functional, and then I say accept custom settings. They usually give one more, accept all, to confuse. We'll click accept all, it will go back to select all functional cookies also. When we don't have time, like Madam said, when we don't have time, we say, oh, I accept all. It actually reverts back to what was there earlier. There are so many things that we can do as far as ERP evaluations are concerned, small things. Okay? Helping them configure controls which are available in the application, which they can do without any investment at all. Learning SQL is probably it's actually easy, it's like you're speaking, but you just need a structure. Okay, just need a structure. If you're understanding SQL, you will understand Alteryx. You will understand why Alteryx or all of these applications are nothing but SQL, which is given a GUI. It's a graphic user interface. People want to use Windows, right? Very few people want to use Linux. Why? Because it's a black screen which comes up with a C or a D or whatever, and I have to type the command. I have to know the command. But if I click an icon, it does all the work for me. The work happens in the background, so people are more used to the GUI. So these are two things that you could help the client with. If you know SQL, you could help them configure reports which they want. Okay, when a report is configured, you can actually give assurance whether that report is giving the right figures or not. I'm not sure how many of us are doing report validations, because everything that we do as far as audit is concerned depends on reports which are being pulled from the applications. If there is a customized report or a report which has been created by the vendor, the company relies on it for filing returns, for taking decisions, but the report may or may not be accurate. Small things that we can do, tax compliances. One area of evaluation is segregation of duties. Huge one which regulatory authorities are looking at nowadays. Access management. All of these things, pre-implementation, post-implementation, and like I said, ITAC. Other domains. The next, whatever is going to come in the other sessions becomes a part of all other domains. Okay, public speaking. Health. I have been in the Big Four. Health becomes very, very important. We are ignoring health. My wife complains we have no holidays because your phone is already on. The client comes, we will put the card to the side and take the call. Right? Because for us, we do our work last. Our work will go at 11:55. 12 o'clock is there, but clients work, I don't know, we do our work 11:55, my file will go. 5 minutes, I like that thrill of fighting with the income tax, and then last moment, whether if it doesn't work, I'm hoping there's going to be an extension. Okay, other areas in very brief, IBC is something which, of course there are qualification limits, 10 years of post-qualification experience and all that. Then you have RERA, which is a very, very upcoming area nowadays. And then you have something called process improvements. Within companies, different ways in which you can improve processes. And one interesting area which each and every one of us can look at is called SAM. I'm not sure how many people have looked at this. Easy to, not very easy, but easy to do, which can help the client tremendously. It's called software asset management. Okay, in different companies, we have to put our house in order first. What do you mean by software asset management? Bringing in efficiency. Instead of taking 5 different licenses, can I buy one multi-user license? Does it add value to the client? Do they have unlicensed software? Okay, I know of companies who are doing this because Microsoft comes and checks whether they have authorized software. A lot of other OEMs come and check. Huge area, because each and every person today is using systems, software. So software asset management, the area is untapped. Lot of things can be given as far as we can start small here again. We can start with your systems itself. What is the biggest benefit we have today? What is the path ahead? Path ahead is obviously specialized. Chartered accountants, like I always say, are supposed to know everything except heart surgery. Okay, they are supposed to know tax, they are supposed to know direct tax, indirect tax, corporate law, accounting. They are supposed to know everything. Best way of investment also. How to invest, where to invest. So one area we should be starting is do everything, but specialize in one particular area. It could be anything. Biggest benefit we have today, biggest benefit is open source tools. You will not believe the kind of power we have by looking at open source tools. Fabulous tools. Fabulous. Do you think open source tools are safe or unsafe? What is the general opinion?
Unsafe.
Unsafe. Okay. Why do you think it is unsafe?
You don't have a
Because the code is publicly available, anybody can exploit the weaknesses.
Perfect. Right? So the thinking is this code is publicly available. You can contribute to this code, right? So you could have a malware, you could have a Trojan, you could have viruses put in, you could have time bombs put in as a part of the code. How many people know how many flaws are there in Windows? How many people know how many flaws are there in Google browser? How many people know how many flaws are there in Gmail? How many people know how many flaws are there in Adobe? Can you ask them for the code and give it to your friend? You can't, right? But can you take a code from the open source GitHub, give it to your friend to check whether there are any codes? Contrary to popular opinion, open source tools are more secure. It's surprising. But the fact is open source tools are more secure than closed source because closed source is not available for me to review. Open source anybody can take. Remember, if people are trying to break it, people are trying to patch it also. It's open to everybody. There are so many people who are interested in seeing how many flaws are there in the tool. There are bounty hunters. There's a different field called bounty hunters. They find faults in applications, in websites, in browsers, in apps, and tell it to the vendor. They will pay in dollars. Don't get into this field, this is a little difficult. Availability of open source tools. There is an open source tool available for everything. We just need to know which tool works best for us. Okay? There are open source tools for auditing also. You just need to spend time being in a position to configure what you want. And then finally, keep upskilling, because business is not going to stop, technology is not going to stop. I am speaking to you, tomorrow a robot might be speaking to you. And I've been saying this again, don't be surprised. Today we get access to applications, right? We can generate our own reports, we can look at reports, we can see ledgers. Don't be surprised if tomorrow you are not given access to applications. There will be an AI interface which says, I won't give access to anybody. You ask AI to give the report, it will give the report. I have AI integrated into my application. Whatever reports you want, you ask AI. How confident are that AI is giving the right kind of report? Upskilling is something which we need. Industry is not going to stop. The world around us is not going to stop. It's going to be more technology. It's better we upskill, we fight, and it makes you feel younger. Actually, when we are able to speak to youngsters in their language, it makes us feel younger. Any questions before we go for a break?
Just one question. Just now you said there will be flaws in Google. So can you please elaborate on that?
You go to certain website. See how many CVEs have been patched up there. Check your browsers. Check your Google Chrome browsers. What is the latest update that has come? In the last 15 days, there might have been 30 patches which have been. You may not have updated your browser at all. And be very careful about add-ins. Adobe add-in, any add-in. They say add it to your browser because it helps you do things through your browser itself. For example, if you need a PDF writer, Edge opens up because it's inbuilt into Edge. Edge is given as an add-on in, PDF reader is given as an add-on in Edge. When you are downloading applications and it asks you to add it as an add-in in your browser, remember, everything that you are doing is available to that particular add-in. So be careful when you are using add-ins as a part of anything. So any CVs, any application, go to certain, it will show you how many CVs, vulnerability numbering is available. Okay? Confirm vulnerability evaluation. They give you CV numbers. Last time, when Google Chrome gets patched, it's good. Google Chrome gets patched almost every day. Because the more they find vulnerabilities, they update patches. And one best practice, how many people restart their phones every day? No one does, right? Please restart your phones every day.
Because I switch off in the night, so automatically.
Fantastic. We don't switch off our phones. There are a lot of patches which comes, which are not updated if I don't restart. The patch is downloaded, the patch is applied, but it doesn't act till I don't restart. Good practice. Not a part of. Have I added value? Small thing, right? One small question. How many people have antivirus on their phones? Very few might have. Lots, majority don't have antivirus on their phones. But we have everything on our phone today, right? I have an antivirus on my laptop and I may not be opening it at all. I don't shut down my phone at all. And I have my app, I have my bank, I have emails, everything open in my phone. But we don't take care to install a good antivirus on our phones. Okay? Thanks for a patient hearing. I hope I made you earn the tea break. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that insightful presentation and keeping it more engaging for our audience. I request to give a vote of thanks from the Bangalore branch of ICI. Please put your hands together for his efforts today. Let's quickly have a 10 minutes tea break. Let's be back by 12:05.